work I've done in the last 3 years. I find with abstracts, it's very tricky. You have to have a certain amount of color that pops, and I definitely feel like as an abstract painter, I'm also very much a colorist. Color really matters. It sets the mood, it sets the tone. And then if you look at the different movement, there's a lot of layers going on. There's stacked layers, like 15, 16 layers of paint, where that memory of what's going on in that third or fourth layer could be a resin, it could be a pigment powder. You're still seeing it through the slashes of gold. So it's like telling a story and looking through kind of a kaleidoscope look and seeing the first layer. I'm a really big fan of packing it in, and I love how it's still reflective, you know, even though it's not the original piece, it's a blow up of the original piece, which is, it's nice to see those details out here in the sunlight, like at that 8 foot by 8 foot size. I feel like the vinyls show a lot of different details from the original paintings. The only thing that you may miss is texture. La Danse Blue, which is the very vibrant blue, kind of more of a color-filled painting. It is a pigment piece, so if you were to actually see the original piece, you'd see raw pigment, which has not been mixed into linseed, not mixed into a resin. It's attached. It's attached loosely until it's stacked on a resin. So it has a grittiness and a sand feel to it, a little bit silky and soft like velvet. So that might be the only thing that doesn't translate. But it's also really great because these were 48 by 48s, which are now 8 by 8s. So they're 8 feet by 8 feet. So seeing a little more detail in some of the other paintings like Sea Dance and Elusive Thoughts and Rebirth, you're seeing a lot of those layers of metallic. And I use a lot of metallic in my work. Like Rebirth looks like it's just cloudy and kind of watery. That's all layered with silver. I use a lot of interference colors. Interference pigment powders do something very similar to kind of like a fish scale. So if you were to scale a fish and look at it in the light, it reflects a little blue or a little pink. And there's some wonderful pigment powders that you can use and glaze over, and then you get that reflection. So you might get a little more of that on the original piece, and Rebirth will go to London and we'll see that there. But I think you still get the emotional feel because of the movement, and maybe even more so because now they're 8 feet by 8 feet. And I have done this size, and I've done a little bit bigger. Like when you see what's at, what was at the Venice Biennale, Swell was 80 by 120, so that was pretty tall. Everything that was in the Amsterdam Museum, some of those pieces were 80 by 140, 80 by 120, but it's really nice to see this size go up to 8 feet by 8 feet. Because it's squared off, and so you get a lot of that emotion, but it's contained in a box. So it's sort of given to you like a present, which I really like. I'm very proud to be in the company of artists that have been picked to show here in Pershing Square, and I'm very proud to be an LA emerging artist. I love painting here, and I love having my art up in Pershing Square. I feel very blessed.